Yeah.
But it will work.
Yeah.
I think I was mentioning, or I was beginning to say that the most important, the toughest remaining problem is a reusable orbital heat shield.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody has ever made a reusable orbital heat shield. So the space shuttle is the closest.
Yeah.
But that took, I think, something like 9 months and thousands of people to refurbish.
Right.
So it's difficult to call, one cannot call something that requires so much work to refurbish as
Right.
truly reusable.
Yeah.
It's certainly not rapid.
Yeah.
For the first time ever, there needs to be a rapidly reusable orbital heat shield, which no one has ever done. So it's a hard problem.
Right.
So that's why I'd say that's the number one biggest remaining problem, and the goal of this flight and really the flights for the rest of this year is get through the high heating, so the heat shield survives.
Yep.
And then the ship is still operational and is able to steer to a specific location and do a landing burn.
Yep.
In the ocean.
Yes.
And then the booster, we wanted to be able to, for this flight, to come back and do a landing burn at a specific location.
Yep.
So
do we know how far out is that going to be? Do you know?
It's pretty far out. I mean, but I think we're pretty close to that. If we don't solve it on this flight, I think we'll solve it in the next 2 or 3 flights. So just having the booster, do the hot staging, come back, do a boost back, steer correctly, and to a precise location and do a landing burn, and then and essentially do a simulated tower catch. So it's like,
so will the tower actually?
No, it's just a
okay.
The rocket will think it's not trying to get caught by the tower.
Right.
At least
I thought it'd be kind of cool if the tower mimicked it, out here, to make sure. Because I even wonder, like, how do we know the tower is going to be okay? Like after a launch like that, to be able to.
Well, we operate the tower after the launch, so we can tell if there's any damage.
Yeah.
If this launch goes perfectly, we'll be able to. We'll have the booster do a boost back and a controlled aero controlled descent to a specific location, initiate a landing burn, and be caught by an imaginary tower.
Yep.
And then the ship, if things go perfectly, which probably won't, it'll get through high heating. It will still be fully operational. It will control itself to a specific location and in the ocean, and then initiate a landing burn, and also pretend it's getting caught by the tower.
Wow.
Now I think I think we've got maybe a 50-50 chance of the heat shield working.
I mean, that's decent. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's a high uncertainty, but like roughly 50-50. But if not on this flight, then in the next 2 or 3 flights, I think we'll solve that.